win, Ava.
You are good.
Hello. Hello, everyone. We are lucky to have Senator Kavanagh here with us today. Just spoke to the Arizona Chamber's Public Affairs Committee. But I was able to grab him for a few questions about this current legislative session. So let's get started.
Okay.
How are you doing, first of all?
Good, very good.
Good. Happy Friday to you. So what do Arizonans need to know about the budget so far this year?
Well, the budget is going in the right direction. We're going to be putting a big chunk of money we have into K-12 education. We're going to take care of some of the problems with the disability communities' monetary needs because of the increase in the minimum wage, university funding. So the good news is we're going in the right direction. The bad news is we don't have as much money as we would like and as what a lot of people would like. But the economy has not yet kicked into full gear. I'm hopeful that based on a lot of the things President Trump has done, that the growth rate goes up nationally to about 5%, which some people say is possible. And then I think next budget year we'll have a lot more money. But we're going to put about $400 million of new spending into a roughly $10 billion general fund budget. It's going to be heavy on education, and we're doing the best we can. And we're going in the right direction. We're not going as far as people would like, but we're making significant strides.
I appreciate that. I know that K-12 education is something that we can never do enough for, and I think it's wonderful that there'll be new spending.
Well, it's appropriation shared. We can do enough at some point. Not unlimited.
That's true. Good point. Okay, so I want to move to a different topic. You passed major tort reform bill last year regarding lawyers that were extorting the disability law in Arizona. Why was that so important to the business climate here?
Well, a small group of lawyers started abusing a section in the Americans with Disability Act law, which allows aggrieved disabled people to personally sue stores that don't meet all the standards, the construction standards, the ramps and toilets, and how far the toilet paper dispenser is from the toilet. Well, they were finding real minor violations. They were sending hotels, mostly, they started with hotels, they expanded later almost everybody, basically extortion letters saying, you're in violation, we're going to file a lawsuit. However, right now we'll settle out of court, and they were asking usually for like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Given that the cost of defending these lawsuits was probably more than that, most of these hotels, and they went to the small mom and pop ones without law departments, they just folded. They began to do more and more. They got to the point where in Mesa, they went down one street and they cited every retail store on either side, mostly for things like the disability sign was missing in their parking space or it was too high. It got totally out of control. Not only is that unjust, but it poisons the business climate. If businesses know that when they locate in Arizona, it's a spin of the wheel of fortune as to whether or not on any given day they're going to get hit with a $5 extortion bill, they're not going to come here. Or it's going to damage those that do, raise prices. So it had to be stopped. And fortunately, they got so outrageous that they drew everybody's attention, and the chamber was extremely helpful in like a SWAT team coming in, and we were able to stop it.
It was important. It felt predatory what was happening to those businesses when I would hear the stories about the sign being 1 inch too low or too high, and the large amounts of money that were being asked.
They actually started with wheelchair lifts and swimming pools. That's how my friend, who runs a hotel in Fountain Hills, he got the letter because of a wheelchair lift, and he's the one who informed me, and that's what started the whole process rolling. But somebody called his hotel. Oh, do you have a swimming pool? Oh, okay. Do you have a wheelchair lift? No? Okay. And then all of a sudden it never checked in, but the next day, there comes the letter, give me $5,000 because you don't have a wheelchair lift.
Wow. It was scary for a while there for a small business. And then the last thing is, are there any bills you want to tell us about that you're particularly interested in this cycle?
Yeah, well, I have 3. I mean, in terms of my own bills, there are a lot of bills I'm interested in. Otherwise, I wouldn't be there.
Right.
But I have 3. One is I'm trying to stop the phony service dogs. Amazingly, right now, it is perfectly legal to buy a little vest for your dog, who's not a service dog, and put it on and then take him almost anywhere, restaurants, grocery stores, airplanes. It's a health hazard, it's a safety hazard, and it's getting really out of hand. So I have a very simple bill which makes it illegal to portray a pet as a service animal. Because right now it's legal to do this, and you can't expect people to not do something when it's perfectly legal. The other thing I'm doing is I'm working with South Dakota now to create interstate compacts where states can sign up and have an arrangement where if somebody who has a professional license in one of the compact states wants to move to another compact state, if the qualifications are the same or higher from the state they're coming from to the new state for that license, and they get a background check if it's necessary, they will get to immediately start practicing their profession, and they have a year to then fulfill whatever other requirements and paperwork is necessary to get the actual receiving state license. So people can start their trade or their occupation immediately.
So would you call that like an expedited reciprocity between the states? Or?
Well, it's not so much that. Reciprocity is a little bit different. Okay. This is an expedited temporary license.
Okay.
So you get the license right away, you're working, within a week of your arrival, you're working, and you have a year to do whatever qualifications they want.
That may be different and specific to that state. Excellent. Well, I know when I was traveling over the holidays regarding the service dogs, I saw a lot of animals that were very poorly behaved in the airport that clearly weren't the trained service dogs. So I'm glad to see that that's something you're working on. Well, I just want to catch you for a few minutes. I know you have a busy day ahead, so thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and we hope you come back to the chamber soon.
Oh, anytime.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Bye-bye.